Right, a couple days later, back under the bridge. Seeing a lot of barrel cactus. I don't think I saw any south of Scissors Crossing, but there's a lot in this little section. It seems the desert took on a little different character over here. A lot more cholla. And this hillside has a lot of agave in various states. That's pretty nice. Looks all ramshackle up there. This grade isn't too bad. Just slow and steady. It's pretty fun right now. The jumping cholla, teddy bear cholla, these little balls, and they'll follow you home on the back of your calf. You'll probably notice it. Crossing a nice wash. You can camp here. Looks like people hike through the wash though. Yeah, that's a really nice spot. It's a nice campsite, close to mile 80. It's about 6:15. Those are chia. Started in the afternoon yesterday from the Scissors Crossing underpass. Went about 4 miles or so. It's a little after 6 when I set up camp. I brought some cold sandwiches from town. Had that for dinner. Got about 10 miles to the third gate water cache. Gut Hooks was saying 80 gallons are there, which sounds like a lot, but it can go pretty fast. The third gate water cache is supposed to be reliable, so I would assume someone's monitoring it. Going along the side of this San Felipe Hills. It's quite steep in some spots. Starting to see the brittle bush. It's a type of daisy. I know bees like it. Up there in Clark Valley, I've seen a lot of bees around it. I just downloaded the iNaturalist app, and I think this is called Lote Bush. I uploaded it. They call it making an observation. So I uploaded an observation, and I think people will comment on it to tell me what it is. You saw a lot of that starting and coming down off the lagunas. It's really spiny, as you can see. One thing about hiking in the desert is you quickly learn which plants to stay far away from. These agave have really sharp tips. It's like a nail. That's Grapevine Mountain. We were hiking along the southern side of it. You can get up there on that ridge and get to the top. Or you can come from over here up Bitter Creek or do a loop over to there. I think that's Grapevine Canyon. You can access that on Scissors Crossing going towards Yaqui Pass. There's a road there, an old dirt road. About to head into the sun here. It was on that western facing slope. It's been shaded for a while. Looks like this next section is right in the sun. It's more southern facing slope. I think once it rounds the corner, we'll be back in the shade. In general, that's how these San Felipe Hills, they're oriented like north to south, so we're traveling along the western face of that ridge, below the ridge. Look at all the rock piles. It's a little, goes like up and over that section, and then it descends a little. I was passed by two trail runners. Didn't really talk to them, but they quickly gained ground on me, or I quickly lost ground on them. First gate. I'm impressed with this campsite here, 86.6. Sort of a wash slash saddle. It's a huge flat area with quite a few campsites. And when I camped at was more secluded. Nice for quiet time, but this is more open here. Definitely one to consider if you can make it here from the underpass. I've lost all my shade by now. I have an umbrella, so I'm using that. But you have to be real careful with not damaging it, either from the wind or by brushing up against prickly bushes on the trail. Here's that campsite, 86.6. It's a lot greener on this northern face. See how open it is here? Just met my friend Josh. I saw him up there and met him and Julian for first time a couple days ago from Santa Cruz. He left his tent stakes in the hotel there. But his wife is in town giving a little support for this area, so she dropped him off at the Warner Spring Community Center. It's supposed to be open this week for spring break, so we'll see. I should be there maybe in a couple days. I'm just past the second gate. Looks like an exit point. S2, 1 mile. Guess if you ran out of water or something. We're pretty close to that water cache. Tuberosa there, that red flower. Oh yeah, look at this. I see some gallons. It's Crystal Geyser coming at you from the PCT. Remove the lids first. We are at the third gate. Water cache. At the water cache, there was a lot of bees. They knew there was water there. And, they probably see a lot of hikers come through. They'd just wait for you to open the water and get water, over anything, kind of spill it a little. And they would hang out, and then they try to get into the water jugs if you leave it open. Seems like they like the surface. If there's any moisture on any surface, they don't like necessarily drinking from the pools of water. And then there was some lizards kind of hanging out too. It's like all these animals know that the hikers are going to bring some good stuff. So they're either, the lizards aren't afraid and the bees are pretty friendly, although they're very curious about getting some water. And I met a few people. About 6:15, leaving camp. About 7 miles from Barrel Spring. Really windy campground. There's about 7 of us here last night. So don't camp here if you don't want to have a bunch of people around you. There's supposed to be another campsite up ahead for one person. We'll check that out in a minute. It's a nice small campsite. Love that morning light. This part on the San Felipe Hills is really good for doing in the morning. I mean, obviously anything in the desert is, but you're kind of on that west slope, west facing slope, and get a lot of shade. Take advantage of that in the morning. Because once the sun moves over the crest, then you got the direct sun on your trail. That's Ranchita down there. Getting first good view of it. And behind there is the San Ysidro Mountains. If you want to see white ceanothus, this part of the trail has got a lot of it. I've been seeing it ever since climbing up into the lagunas. There's quite a bit of it here. Nice view of Palomar. Less than quarter mile left to the 100-mile marker. Getting close to Barrel Spring. That's where I came down this morning, those mountains. I saw some hikers cross that meadow. I think I met them at Barrel Spring a few minutes ago. Then they passed me. So the PCT crosses right perpendicular to that road. I'll be down there shortly. A lot less cactus on this side of the road. Here's that meadow. Pretty nice meadow, if I do say so. Still got Mount Palomar there to the north. This is a lovely spot here. That meadow's in a little valley, kind of funnels the air. It's real windy, but up here it's nice and still. You have this I like this little turn here with the tree, sugar bush. This is sugar bush. Oh yeah, I've been here before. I've done some training out here, navigation training. We call that the tundra. And there's wild horses around here. Saw them running out in that field before, a long time ago. There's a flowing stream here. There's sycamores, I think. They have really small leaves for sycamores. But that's what the bark looks like on a sycamore. It's a good cowboy spot. was able to get my resupply, even though I got here at 5. The post office lady was still there, and then the gas station, it closed at 5. So I went in there and I got a bunch of stuff, way too much stuff, because it was like closing, and then I just panicked and just started getting stuff in there. And then there's a few other hikers here. And then one gave me a trail name from, I think his trail name is Bowie. And he gave me a trail name from a story I was telling him. I was telling that group at Barrel Spring. So that was cool. But yeah, this is what I got left over. I got these 2 beers because I thought this one guy was behind me that likes beer. And I knew it was closing, so I got him one. So I'm going to charge up my stuff. There's an outlet around here I'm going to use. Then I'm going to get back to the trail. It's already getting dark, so I'll be here a while. Probably set up camp in the dark.